In this video, I'm going to cover AMC, which is going to report its fourth quarter 2020 results today after the end of the market, and how the stock is looking like. It's one of the most volatile stocks, and then I'm going to give you as much information as I have to make you take an informed decision. So starting with those financials, we know that during the last 3 quarters, AMC has been really very hard hit with the pandemic, and although some of those companies are positively hit, but this is one it has been hit hard. And to give you a feel of what it looks like, we need to look at the last quarter of the results here. And if you look at this, it was not so great just before the pandemic as well. In the fourth quarter of 2019, for example, when the COVID still has not arrived, it had a $1.45 billion of sales and only 13.5 million of a loss, and that means that it was sustainable. It was not doing a great. It was not making a huge amount of profit, but it was something we could say sustainable. Then somewhere around the first quarter and later on, we see that the losses started mounting, and in the Q2 to 2020, for example, we could clearly see that it had only 18 million of sales and 561 million of losses. And then the third quarter of 2020, it has 119 million of sales and close to $1 billion of losses. And as we move to fourth quarter of 2020, because things did not improve much between third quarter and fourth quarter of 2020, we are expecting 142 million of sale and close to $1 billion of loss. So obviously, with these figures, as we can see, that it was going towards the bankruptcy which it filed. The the key reason why the stock is still a little high at 10.5 has to do with the AMC's brand name. Maybe it still has some value that it could use in any meaningful way, that it can figure it out. But ordinarily, it looks like it's going to be a tough path from here onwards. And probably the $3.56 billion of the market capitalization is not justified in light of these accumulated losses. Probably AMC has an option of issuing more share because people are buying the stock and the stock price is still at reasonably in good fashion. Then why not just issue more stocks and then use that amount to pay off its past debts and then try to restructure it in such way. So frankly, I don't know if that also is sustainable. But even before this pandemic, if you look at the previous years, it was doing reasonably okay, not great. But for example, the $5 billion of sales in the past years, which was kind of not so inconsistent, and it made either a little profit or a little loss. And that's where it can go back from here onwards. In this, for example, the vaccine has arrived, so if it could somehow, if it could, these accumulated losses could be wiped off through the issue of extra stocks or something like it, to restructure and can go back to the normalcy. So, and that's the slight hope it gives, and that's why people are buying those stocks, especially since it's not an expensive stocks to buy. So this is my overall assessment of AMC. I'm not recommending either buy or sell at this point, but I hope that this informed decision will help you. Thanks.